I'm Tanya Cole Lennon, and I'm the host of True Gossip. And this is season 4 of True Gossip. We are back. And Ramel, take it away.
And I'm Ramel, the co-host of True Gossip. Glad to be back.
And this is Ken Law. Always a pleasure to be back, ready to kick the season off.
And this is Bishop Brick Pleasure, and we are back in full force.
And we
are
True Gossip.
All right. Well, let's get right to it. So much has taken place since we've been on hiatus. But let's just kick off the show with, so much has happened since COVID has come about. And I ask you guys to elaborate on how has America come back from COVID? Are we still wearing masks, or has the mask been removed? I'm gonna start it off with Ken Law. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, as a whole, I think America has been ready to move forward with COVID. I think that there is still a realistic acknowledgement that it is still out there. People are still being affected with this disease and with this illness. I do see people sporadically still wearing their masks, but I tend to see it more so in a certain age group. I would say someone that is in their early 50s and up, and history of issues, particularly with those who are dealing with some type of cardiac or respiratory effects. But it's nevertheless to say that it still is out there. It's still very active. I will argue to say that for whatever reason, maybe these vaccines did assist in helping people to recover differently than it was maybe prior to when this disease came about at first. Because when you hear someone says, "Hey, I got COVID," the shock value is not there anymore. In my perspective, I think people are pretty much taking it as though it's just another common form of a flu, and they'll take their days off as needed. Some companies are even willing to allow a person to come back to work with it. They'll just say, "Hey, just wear a mask." So I think in that sentiment, America as a whole is pretty much ready to move past it or move forward with it, or willing to deal with it for whatever it's worth.
Tanya, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm with Ken Law. I noticed that, hey guys, I'm in Florida now, and when I was in Maryland and when I was living in New York when COVID started, it was like this thing where it was like taboo, but right now it's like a cold. Like when you get a cold or you get COVID or people talk about COVID, it's all about, you know what? Did you get your flu shot? Did you get your COVID shot? So I think that it's a norm now. So not only saying that, are we uncovered? Is America really uncovered from COVID? Did we recover? Did we recover from COVID? I don't think so. I think that it caused a lot of things when it comes to businesses, and people are not ready to go back into the office. We have a lot of work from home, and people are still wearing masks down here in Florida because the older people, like Ken Law said, the people 50 and over, they are wearing masks because they feel that, you know what, they are not immune to it. But I don't think COVID is over, and I think America moved too fast.
Your thoughts, Bishop?
COVID still exists. I can agree that we all are trying to move forward with it. We all have just accepted the fact that this is life, and we have to do what we have to do to get where we need to go. But as y'all all said, a lot of people that do wear masks are those who are over 50 years old, and that's because of prior ailments. But I believe that in order for this to cease itself, we have to continue to do what needs to be done. Keep that distance if we can. It's sad because if you just, like, sometimes I get a feather in my throat and I'm coughing. If you just cough, people because the fear is still there. So it has not lost. And according to statistics, it says that we have about 5,000 or so people that are hospitalized right now. Over 5,615 people, COVID patients hospitalized in the United States per week. So people are still getting sick. and 8% of all ICU beds, COVID-19 patients are there. So this is the most recent test positivity rate is from the week of ending April 20th. So I did some research because I wanted to come and have some firm word on it. So it's telling us that 8% of all ICU beds are infected by this COVID disease. So COVID does exist, and it still exists. It's rampant and raving, and we still have to be mindful of that, especially those with underlying health issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
that right there, Bishop Britt, about people with underlying issues already that might compromise the immune system. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like myself, I have type 2 diabetes, and even though I'm not afraid of COVID, I look at it as a flu. You know, that's how I look at it. I got vaccinated, and I feel that having a vaccination might help prevent you from getting extremely ill, just like having a vaccination for flu. So I agree with you that it's still out there.
Before we move on to the next question, next topic, I want to pose this question to you all. Although the mask has been removed, are we still wearing a mask?
What does that mean, Ramel? What are you asking us?
So my point is this, you know, even though we physically took the mask off because COVID is not there, are we still wearing a mask?
Mentally, yes.
And I think to that point, I mean, Bishop alluded that we still have that fear when someone coughs and everybody's like this, that's a sign of still having that mask on. So the question, that's why I bring it up. Physically, none of us have a mask on, but do we have a mask on? Because here's my thought on COVID is that although it's not as rampant or viewed upon as it was once before, but the thought of it or the actual illness still exists, but the behaviors that we develop alongside of COVID, we still have those habits. And that's what I mean. I physically believe I don't wear the mask, but mentally I have my mask on.
I'm gonna be honest.
There's some places I keep my distance from people. I don't necessarily want to be behind somebody, like right behind them. You know, I keep my distance. I think
that's right.
To a degree, I feel I still have my mask on. Your thoughts on that before we move on?
I will
I'm gonna tell you real quick, right? I had a cold last week and I had a fever and I was coughing and I still have a cough right now. But when I went out in public and I went to the stores and stuff like that, I put my mask on because I didn't get tested. I didn't know if I had COVID or not, but I know I had a bad cold. So I did not want to expose people to whatever germs that I had. So I feel that we are covered still up. We still act as if COVID exists like that, and we put our mask on. I don't know. What do you think, Kinlaw?
I will say that I'm more mentally conscious about the times when I'm in major grocery stores, whether it be a Target or Walmart, and you know they talked about keeping 6 feet in between you. I'm much more conscious of how close someone is, whether it be in front of me or behind me, in those areas, especially if they already got the sniffles and other attributes like that. I've been fortunate to only had COVID once. My wife has had COVID several times, so there's kids that are having it, but they tend to recover. But I've been very fortunate where I've only had it one time. I've gotten the booster shot, and that's just kind of been my thing. And I have not been a consistent person when it comes to mask wearing, but I do, as Ramel would say, try to be cautious of certain areas and locations that I'm at. Certain places I probably will have a more reason to wear a mask, but at the end of the day, it could be around the most common areas, like being in your own home and having some friends and family over, where it's become the most common way of receiving it. So you never can know. You just got to pay attention to yourself. Got to just kind of just be smart, So that's just kind of been my experience to it.
Well, I wish Maria was on board for this next topic, because this was a question.
Can I just elaborate on the statement that was made about we do mentally have a mask on. But I wanted to share something because I'm a food nutritionist now. And a young lady came through and she had a mask on. She was like, she's in the 7th grade. And I said, you have a mask on? She said, yeah. She said, don't you know COVID's still around? And it brought it to my mind that even some young people are conscious of this. And like you said, Kim, I watch very carefully who I'm around, how close, you know what I mean? Don't call, because I'm like on guard for all that stuff, because again, as Tanya said, we have to also be mindful if we're coughing. If we have anything that has any type of COVID ailments or symptoms, we need to be mind conscious that we can infect someone else. Although I'm they call me asymptomatic. I can't get COVID, but I can give COVID out. And that's that's bad, because you have a lot of asymptomatic folk walking around and don't know they're asymptomatic, and you can get somebody COVID because you don't know you got it. So everything I do, especially because I'm in nutrition, I make sure that I'm very precautious with that. The other day I said, I'm going to start wearing a mask because I'm dealing with children and I don't want them to get sick because I don't know I'm sick.
But I have a question. But is it like, I have a cough right now, right? Oh wow. But is it that like, hey, should it be like something that we should really, really worry about? Will it kill somebody like back in the day when nobody had?
It might. You never know.
But I'm just asking. My question is, we got the boosters, we got the shots, we got the vaccination now. Just like, I mean, I look at it like the flu now. I really do. I look at it like, hey, listen, if you get the flu shot, you can get the COVID shot. I mean, can it be that way now where we can just like get the shot and we be all right? And hey, it's just another cold, another virus.
I just think it's more treatable at this time, and it's probably sparing and was saving more lives than it did when it initially hit. But I think there's still a bit of a concern, but not as much of a concern to some of the things you just said.
Again, we go to 5,618 people daily is going in the hospital for COVID.
And some of them are not.
And you might be one of them and don't even know you got it and gave it to the 5,618 people.
Well, moving right along, and I wish Maria was here for this topic because this was a suggestion of hers. Why are they really attempting to ban TikTok?
Oh, she's on
should
now.
They,
okay.
Or should they not? Tanya, we'll start with Maria because this was her topic.
Yeah, here comes Maria. Yay.
Hi, Maria. Welcome back, Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Well, until she logs on, Tanya, we'll begin with you.
What was the question?
The question is, why are they really attempting to ban TikTok? And should they or should they not?
Now, I don't think they should ban TikTok. I'm going to tell you, the government wants their hands in everything. The government wants to have their hand in everything that is profitable to the people, right? And that's just my thought process. Just like back in Prohibition, they didn't want alcohol. But hey, listen, as long as they got their hand inside the money and they was able to get part of that, they let alcohol be legal, right? Just like with the weed, they didn't want cannabis. But now that they can put their hand in it, they let it be legal in so many states or whatever. But I believe that if they can get their hand in the pot, the government will let it be legal. It has nothing to do with, compromising the United States and finding out our secrets or anything like that. I truly believe that it's all about them getting their share of the pie. That's it.
Maria, welcome to the party. It's good to see you.
Welcome, Maria. Hey, good to see you, Maria.
Finally, right?
Well, let me ask you this, Maria, because this was a question of yours. Why are they really trying to attempt to ban TikTok? And should they or should they not?
Well, you know what? I don't even have TikTok, and that's crazy because I'm not really, no, for real. Everybody keeps sending me TikToks. I can't look at them and they keep sending them to me. So I'm not trying to get into any more algorithms or whatever. I don't know why they're trying to ban it, but I'm not trying to get into any more algorithms, all this stuff that's going on right now. But I really just think that they're banning TikTok because it's controlling, because people are making money, on their own, and they're getting upset about that.
They want a piece.
Exactly. They want to be in control. And right now, we're in control of our own money and our own destinies. And we could just do, we can, we invent stuff, we selling stuff on there. So I think that's what it is. I think it's all about control.
Hmm. Your thoughts,
And
Ken?
happy Cinco de Mayo.
Oh yeah, Cinco de Mayo.
Hey, your thoughts, Ken Law?
I think the ladies of the group has hit it on the head. The CEO is out of Singapore, I believe, for TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Singapore or one of those Asian regions? But he doesn't have to depend on lobbyists or any other American government assistance. He doesn't have to play into the politics or anything like that. So therefore, if they can't have none, then they're going to try to find their way to ban or limitate whatever they can to gain control. It's all about control and capital gains. And this guy overseas doesn't have to depend on either one, and it's very influential. As you notice, a lot of the segue to this is that these Ivy League institutions now, they're starting to they're trying to silence them and trying to, all of a sudden now these Ivy League schools are no longer a good place for education.
Exactly.
Just the whole college education experience itself, they automatically dub us as liberals for those who have post-education beyond high school. Because what you do is when you go into these institutions, or when you have a place or a platform where it gives you information that is not controlled by them, then it's going to expose you to a lot more things which you might not have been exposed to because it's under certain controls. So I think that's just their way of just making sure that they can limitate information to us. And it goes for other countries. A lot of countries bans things from America and the Western regions and stuff. Some places doesn't even allow internet. So it's just all about control of information and things. But I think in this case here, we can still get the access to information. It's more so about the capital gains that the government is missing out on because the guy who runs it does not have to depend on our systems.
Bishop, your thoughts?
Can I be the individual advocate? I really don't care what they do with it, in all honesty, because I'm not into TikTok, honestly.
That part as well.
I think that there's so much controversy about TikTok, and the reason why it is because you're limited knowledge of what it's about, and people are easily influenced by what they see. So with TikTok, I'm a little against because there's so much stuff on there that gets such a negative impact to our children, and so much mercy that is caused on these type of settings that our children become defocused from what they need to do. I have a 16-year-old going to be 17, let me tell you, and she's on TikTok 24/7, 365. She's TikTok queen, right? And if you can get in your notebook as much as you on TikTok, you will be very well educated. I think that we have too much social media that has caused a total distraction to the world. And yes, you're right, in-law. Ladies, you're right. It's about money, and I agree with that because this is a guideline that can help everyone financially get where they want to go. You can invent. I can take this bottle of water and put Brit on it and sell it all day long. Well, they might not buy it because it's Brit, but I'm just using it as an example. But here we go again with social media. Social media is so far gone and so much goes on. They show killings on their fights and all this kind of stuff that's not conducive for what it should be used for. Facebook is very good. And my daughter said, oh, that's antiquated. We don't use Facebook no more. But Facebook is a connection for us older people.
Family and friends.
Because now this is more family friendly. I don't know about this other TikTok around the clock. All night long, rock to the hot, all that stuff, all that cussing on it, all that fighting, all that smoking weed on it, all that. Everywhere you look, toting up, it's legal and stuff, but you ain't got to tell everybody your business.
Before we get to the next question, the final question, I just want to say, when it comes down to the children, it can definitely be an influence and a distraction, but I do think also the parents have to monitor the children's behavior.
My mother.
I think a lot of that starts with the parent. mean, that's a topic, that's another show talking
Yes.
about what parents should monitor when it comes down to their children. But
Yeah.
I think
A good
TikTok
one.
could be very useful, and I hope it's not banned.
Me too.
Moving on, and I want to start with you, Bishop, because this is in your line of work, and you're a man of faith and so forth. When it comes down to the Black community, should the Black churches be more involved with restoring some of the values, restoring the fabric of the Black community? Should they be a big part of the restoration?
You can go ahead and stand up, sir.
We got over
Absolutely.
7 minutes left, guys. So let's get this over with.
Absolutely. Isaiah 9:6 clearly tells us, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon its shoulder. The church needs to get in here, do their job. These pastors need to stop collecting all this money, giving it to the greedy, not the needy, taking all the resources, just doing what they want to do with it, not doing nothing positive impact in the community. All they do is run around here, talk loud, and say nothing. These pastors need to get it together, because we are the beacon of the community. We have allowed the community to be moved out the way because we have put God out of the place.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Y'all
That's
need to
it.
get it
I
together.
don't want to be long, but I can be strong.
I'm surprised Maria is even
Together.
agreeing with all of this, because usually Maria,
Yeah,
she don't agree with this stuff.
I don't be doing that church stuff, but y'all need to get it together.
Yeah, because
All of this
you know
stuff, yeah,
why?
y'all need to get it together. All of
Mama
this
Lee.
stuff, and talking about all this homosexuality in the church and getting caught on camera,
Stuff that
doing all
doesn't have
kinds of
a
stuff.
value, it
That's
doesn't
just
matter.
too much. Y'all taking
They just
folk
do too
money. It's too much.
Yes, well, Maria, and I'm totally with you on that. We have taken the church and made the church into an institution of a
And it's all
gang.
about money.
And it's all about the Benjamins. Let me tell you, I got 10 members, and these 10 members that I have, we do amazing work in the community. We give to homeless shelters. We go out, we feed hungry. We have a harvest festival where children can play free. That's what I'm talking about. The church should be doing that kind of stuff instead of tearing people down. We build others up, not down. We got to create a clean heart.
And we need more of that. Let's let Tanya get a word in, and we'll have Kinlaw close it out.
Wait, look at Kinlaw.
Listen, I don't forget what the question was, Ramel. What was the question?
Should the Black churches be responsible and bringing restoration into the Black community?
No, I don't think so. That's all I'm going to say. Go ahead, Kinlaw.
Kinlaw, any thoughts on that?
Listen, I'm just going to use one source, but I came across this topic. I listened to Jamal Bryant. He was doing an interview, and so I just had to look it up. It was an interview, but it was the person that he was talking to that brought this up to him. This is a fact. He said, there's a source, but you can look it up. The Black church generate over $11 billion annually.
Yes, I can believe that.
Yes.
But
I'm gonna leave that there, but I'm just going to speak to things that I just observe in person. As y'all know, I reside here in Birmingham, and there's certain parts of town where it's predominantly Black with the HBCU, and within a 500-yard radius, there's at least 10 churches. And right next to a church, there's a house that's on a some type of, it's burnt down. It's on its foundation. There's a few other ran down homes and things like that. And my thing is like, why can't all these churches come together, pull their resources together? Why not just rotate a pastor? Keep the money in the community. We're always talking about what Biden is going to do, what other things are going to do, reparations and things like that. There is not going to be any reparations. It's up to us to practice group economics. And it used to be where the church was our safe haven, where we went to for financial assistance, where we went to for other forms of guidance outside of just leading our souls to Christ, right? But I'm sorry, to me, when you have all these churches and then the neighborhood is ran down, where the crime rate is rising up, and it's predominantly us, ain't nobody rocking through there with no hoodies anymore. So where's the issue? Who's gaining the power? what resources is working. You know what I'm saying? And now you're starting to see a lot of us go into these non-denominational churches. So those resources are leaving the black churches and they're going to these non-denominational churches, which is highly evangelical, right? And those monies is building up those other evangelical places where they're just building up campuses and they're taking over. So we have to come together. The Hispanic groups has beaten us in our GDA annually. Asians are number one. The Indian Asians are number one. And there's always been a wage gap disparity. We're at the bottom now, economically. We have to pull. There shouldn't be no, oh, he's broke or she's broke or they got money, we got money, they don't got money. We all need to put our money together to put something together, because a majority of us, and I start with your generation, I'm not too far back behind, but there wasn't no trust fund left to a lot of us. A lot of us had to get it out the mud. So therefore, we need to pull our resources together.
So we don't got much time left. So I just want to say this. Is the mentality still, and we can do this on another topic, is the mentality still that we are the crabs in the bucket, that we are always pulling the other one down and we are never able to pick each other up? So I'm going to go ahead and Ramel give it, but we're going to leave that for another topic. That's just a thought. Ramel, close us out because we only got 2 minutes left.
Well, just want to say the Return of True Gossip has been a great show tonight, and we look forward to the next show. And thanks for all your contribution. Maria, you're going to be being on time. All right.
I was trying to get on.
It's all right. But you know what? Together, we are what? We are True Gossip.
True Gossip.
Yeah. See y'all next time.
Have a good night.
Y'all all going.
Y'all have a good night.
Let's say a prayer for our brother Tajudeen. He's feeling kind of sick, under the weather right now. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
But we pray for him that he gets well. And you know what? We're gonna see y'all next time. And thank you, Ramel, for hosting us and leading us out. And who are we? We are what?
True Gossip.
All right, guys. See y'all next time. Bye. And
Bye.